And speaking of abortion, let's just put it out there. In this room, I probably know handfuls of you. In this room, I guarantee you, in this room, there are pro-lifers and pro-choicers. You know how I know that? You're in this room. You're at a Federation of Republican Women event, and you're in this room because you're welcome to be. If this were a Democratic gathering, no way. It's like the cost of admission. You have to take a lie detector test as you walk in. Show me one single federal legislator or successful candidate this year who's a Democrat and pro-life. Show them. I'll cue the Jeopardy clock for the next hour. You'll never be able to produce one. The Democratic Party that I grew up in no longer exists. No pro-Second Amendment, no pro-life, no boll weevil Democrats, no blue dog Democrats. How in the world does one of our two major political parties only have one point of view on the issue that really melds together law, medicine, science, religion, morality, gender, politics? How can that be? The Supreme Court, how can that be? And they are so extreme on the issue. A very big moment for Donald Trump, for whom most of his adult life had been a pro-choice Manhattan male billionaire, not in politics. He told me a story in 2011 about what changed his mind, and he's told this story many times since. It's a very common story. People change their mind on this based on a personal experience, or based on looking at a sonogram and saying, wait, the same people who say follow the science and put a mask on a 5-year-old can't look at a 5-month-old sonogram and tell, well, I don't know. I mean, it could be a heartbeat, but it could be a smudge on the screen. They know how to follow the science when it comes to masking a 5-year-old, but they don't know what a 7-month sonogram is. But guess what? The fetus beat us in large part. And the Democratic Party is way out of step with that. When Donald Trump turned to Hillary Clinton on October 19th, 2016, and said, you're the extremist on abortion. You would rip that baby out of its mother's womb an hour before birth. The country went, ooh. And I went, yes. Finally, someone to call. And she had no response. She go, She's that way anyway. Listening to Hillary Clinton, like, am I texting with a teenager or listening to the next commander in chief? She had no response. Nobody had ever challenged them. And if you're pro-choice and you're in this room, you have senators like Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins. If you're pro-life in this room, you've got Marsha Blackburn, Deb Fischer. We are diverse in that way. But our party platform protects the sanctity of life. Their party platform is basically abortion anyone, anytime, anywhere. 17% of the country agrees with that. Abortion anyone, anytime, anywhere during a pregnancy. They're out of step with a majority of Americans. Big abortion gets $500 million in taxpayer money. Most of their clinics are within walking distance in our urban areas. You know why that is. Hillary Clinton accepted the Margaret Sanger Award in 2009 and literally said, quote, I am really in awe of her, and there are a lot of lessons we can learn from her life. She was the original racist. She wanted to exterminate the Negro population. Quote, we don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. She hoped for the, quote, elimination, eventual extinction of defective stock. Be proud of who you are on that issue and other issues. Be proud of who you are. Because I know if you're pro-choice in this room, you're not pro-late-term abortion. I know that. You're not if I go get a pregnancy test, I find out I'm pregnant. I'm a bad example. I'm 55. You'd have to call Jerry Springer. So if a young woman in this room can find out she's pregnant, then she can go get a test for the gender of the baby, then she can go schedule an abortion. That's just a fact. Nobody can stop her. She can't say, oh, no, but you don't want to do that just because it's another girl or you don't want a boy. Yeah, you can't. So explain it that way. Explain it that way. And I do love to tell my more liberal friends, if you think the United States Supreme Court, if you think 9 people shouldn't be deciding abortion policy for a whole country, they just agreed with you. They just said exactly that. And didn't we want to, hard left, you're calling mothers birthing people. You're letting men participate in women's sports. Aren't you thrilled that somebody finally overturned an opinion given by 9 white cisgender men 50 years ago? Just add that one in there a little bit.